Hey everyone, it's Matt and Mark from Bettors Delight, and we're here to thank our friends at Blue Chew for sponsoring today's episode. Guys, it is all about confidence. Confidence knowing you'll be ready to go whenever your partner is, and confidence knowing you'll be able to go those extra innings and not be worried of any rainouts. Confidence is what you get with these chewables from BlueChew.com.
Blue Chew is a unique online service. It delivers the same active ingredients as Viagra and Cialis, but in chewable form, and it's way cheaper. It's an online prescription service, so no visits to the doctor, no awkward conversations. You don't have to go to the pharmacy and wait in line. It comes right to your door in a discreet package, and the best part is it'll be there within a few days.
That's great. Not having to leave your house, not having to talk to random people you run into at the pharmacy, that's amazing. Blue Chew's licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription.
Yeah, and then another one of my favorite parts is that they also have Vardenafil mint flavored chewables now with the same active ingredients in Levitra and Staxin, so you can stay hard and fresh. And the key is that these chewable tablets are made right here in the USA, so you know they're good.
And we have talked about it on Better's Delight. Top five flavors in the world is mint, so I appreciate that. And here's a special deal for our listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code DELIGHT at checkout. Just pay $5 shipping. That's bluechew.com, promo code DELIGHT to receive your first month free.
What is up, everybody? Season 5, Episode 5, Better's Delight. Back. We're ready. We're here to go. It is March Madness season, fellas. There are so many games. Everybody's brackets are perfect. They look pristine. I'm sure we all have different champions. That's what I've learned so far in talking to anybody and everybody about the March Madness bracket is no one has any idea who's going to win. All I know is that we have so many picks going on bovadasportsbook.com that, fellas, I don't even know where to begin. I know we're going to give a lot of our picks for college basketball a little bit later in the show, but Matt, how excited are you for Thursday and Friday?
My bracket is already busted if Southeastern Missouri State loses this game. So I'm little on edge right now. They're down 3. We're down 1, like 40 seconds to go. But I'm excited. I texted this last night when I was sitting here, I had put pen to paper, filling out my bracket, and boy, do I have not confidence in one of my picks. Like, I am so scared. Like, I was filling this out, and I was like, that's a dumb. Like, in the first 2 rounds, I have a lot of underdogs. It's not very chalk. So, I got a lot of stuff going on right now that I'm not happy about, but I have no confidence in my bracket. But then when I saw other people's brackets, I was like, all right, well, like, everyone else has weird picks too. So it seems like a year where it's like literally anything can happen, you know?
That is 100% understandable. Mike, your bracket is also already over because I saw you took Arizona.
I'm already on a different winner. We went over this. I filled one quick out to give there. I don't like that our bracket was shown to everybody early. I'm out on that. Thanks, Mom. But I've already switched the winner. I think that's bad for me and you. So we'll get to there. We'll get to there. So.
We'll get to who we think might win towards the end. Mark, your college basketball team is in shambles and ruined the hopes of the Big Five having a team at least in the tournament for the first time since 1977.
Thank you. I don't know what, you gave us full responsibility for that, so I appreciate that. But it does suck. I have my Northwestern stuff on. I have to rock that because that's the only school I root for that's in the tournament. But a lot of change coming to Temple basketball. Not in the tournament, haven't been in the tournament in quite a while. So new coach, a lot of new players because a lot of them are going to the portal.
Has the coach been hired yet?
No, but I hear they're looking at all the CYO regional coaches. So we'll see who we get.
Do you think that they're taking applications from people that aren't in the coaching field? Something completely different than like something I do.
I mean, why not? Honestly, if you should just write an essay and talk about that guy in Europe and Germany.
That's what
I
I
don't
was
know
about
if you've
to
heard
say.
about that.
Be that guy.
The guy he played Football Manager on his computer and was really good at it. So he got hired to be an actual football manager for a club. Doesn't have his license yet, so I think they get fined every game that he coaches.
They get fined like $20K every game, but they haven't like lost under him in like 15 games or something like that.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
He's incredible. So yeah, absolutely, Matt. Just say I play NCAA 2013 all the time. I never miss the tournament. I'm great at recruiting, and then we'll see what happens.
So what if I send them my NFL head coach PlayStation 2 highlights? The one with Bill Cowher, not Tony Tunji. I mean, I had a few career years there. Yeah, I mean, it would just be stealing Jimmy Ground and Pound Kelly's, but it's still like
you could kind of make that into like a Ted Lasso thing where you're like good at this sport, but I could be good at another one too.
Matt Lasso.
The fact that you can turn it into a actual coaching career is insane. That's just an insane thing. But honestly, Matt, you've coached summer league games. You could go from the summer league to the NCAAs. I understand.
Me and Chris have coached lots of games together where he just would get yelled at by his significant other after the game for joking around too much with me on the bench, forgetting what we were doing, basically forgetting that we were even coaching these teams, just to find out we won by 10 points. So, but we were great coaches, and I've sat on the bench before. I'd be a good end of the bench guy, like morale booster. I always say I'd be good in the dugout. I would love to be in the dugout, just eating seeds all day. Bullpen catcher. I've said this for years. My dream job is a bullpen catcher. I would love that. But what's his name? Stumpo took my job. Freaking Stumpo, dude.
Yeah, everybody.
Is he still with the Phillies?
I mean,
probably. How often do you change your bullpen catcher?
I don't know, when they die, I think you do that job till you die.
It's it's like the Pope. You're just,
they
there.
Have smoke that they release.
It's like the Pope. It's a rosin bag that just starts flowing.
That's incredible.
They let like the smoke out of the Bulls barbecue, like smoker. If it comes out white, that's when you know there's a new bullpen catcher in town. Yeah, that's
bunch of crab fires get laid on the field.
Oh man,
that's incredible,
fellas. I mean, I will say we'll just touch quickly on last week. Only guy in the positives, not even a full unit, and Mike just continues to lose lock after lock. Terrible pick with Baylor, losing outright to Iowa State.
It was a close game until the last like 3 minutes, and then they ended up losing by like 8 or something. But I think that bodes well for them. I think they're going to they still have one of the best backcourts. They're going to be good. Watch out. They may make a deep run.
We'll see.
Watch out.
I don't know what teams.
I got another college basketball lock, so don't worry about it.
I don't feel like that's a good idea.
We'll be back. Don't you worry. The model says it's a good one.
No. There will be no.
Run the model. I better run the model.
I don't think there should be any model talk. Somebody quit the podcast via text message based off the model. We don't bring the model up on the show, so there will be no model talk.
Sources tell me that he was just looking for some time off, and that's it. But
that's why we're doing the show on Tuesday.
We roll with an iron fist. First of all, I didn't even say who it was. I just
said sources came together on a truce now. So
I know we have
choo. It's the Treleg model.
There is
the Treleg model 3.0.
But fellas, I mean, we don't have to talk about the models. You can give your picks out on the models on the show, but there's a lot of stuff going on in the sports world just in general. Everything's falling apart in terms of the Eagles. Darren Waller leg to the Giants, huge.
It's crazy news. The fact that someone would think Derek Carr is just as good as Daniel Dimes is insanity to me.
The wild take.
Danny Jones is way better than him, so it's not even funny. And Jason Kidd's way better than Steve Nash, but that's all. That's for a different podcast.
Many other podcasts.
The coaching?
No, yes, and coaching as well. But we have our first loss of the tournament, fellas. Live update. Southeastern, Missouri has lost to Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Shout out Texas A&M. They got a real good program everywhere in Texas A&M. I have them winning my first round of the tournament this year. So not Corpus Christi, the regular Texas A&M.
Well,
That's just rude. How about the Mighty Knits? How about the Nittany Lions?
One of the worst.
They're one shot away from winning a Big Ten title. We're back. We're back. We're here for once.
Didn't even get a shot off. One of the worst inbounds plays in that situation
You have not watched the game. You have not watched them all year because that plays worked 3 separate times at the end of games to either tie or win the game. So just say you didn't watch the games and we're fine. Clemson.
What did Purdue even do to deserve a number 1 seed though? All they really got is this guy. That's it. Purdue doesn't deserve a number 1 seed according to other sources that don't watch basketball.
0. Well, listen, we'll get back into basketball as we go because we'll have tons of picks, tons of things to talk about. But I say we dive right into Bovada and we hit up the XFL, which still going strong. I mean, we're heading into week 5. There's big matchups. You're talking about, the undefeated DC Defenders and Matt's favorite player of all time, Jordan Teamu, taking on Matt's favorite team of all time. And 38,000 fans in attendance for the St. Louis Battlehawks last week.
That's wild.
I'm just happy my hometown of St. Louis came out and did the deed. They bring football back to St. Louis, bring the NFL back to St. Louis. We need it. Let me tell you what. Did you know that you could go up in the arch in St. Louis?
No.
You would go.
Actually, I didn't.
There's an elevator that takes you to the middle of that big McDonald's arch that's in St. Louis.
No, thank you. I do not want to ride an elevator that goes that way.
So I'm on the forums for the Battlehawks, and a couple of these guys. I'm in all the forums. So the Kaka forums / fun with Hawks. So they get in. The elevator is tiny, and you're in, and you can barely stand up straight. You can go into the arch in my hometown of St. Louis. It's bonkers.
I'm imagining it's like those elevators that went down into the mines or whatever that we went in Poland. That thing was tight.
Didn't go.
No, thank you.
Didn't go.
True.
Yeah, I was going to say
nothing.
But I'll go in the arch.
As a man,
nothing could be worse than the elevators we spent a lot of our summers on, boys. Nothing could be worse.
Well,
than
those were at least airy. There's a lot of room in those elevators in comparison.
Airy. Those were scary.
That's
not
true.
airy.
That's
scary and scary.
I literally,
airy and scary.
I thought that I was gonna die.
That's true.
Probably every week, once a week. I thought that thing was dropping.
Yeah,
falling asleep while running an elevator is also not the best.
Sure. I came across a TikTok or a video on Twitter, and it's like this is the scariest elevator ride ever, and it's like things are falling and it's going up, and I was just getting flashbacks.
Oh, I actually did see that where something fell and it got caught.
Yeah.
Terrible.
And then the guy showed his hand, and his hand was just shaking.
Yeah.
I've
shout out
backhanded comment.
Speaking of airy and scary, fellas, the Houston Roughnecks just battle. I'm taking them -3.5, -110 at Bovada. They're one of those sleeper teams in the XFL. I think their coach is Hines Ward, too. He's got the boys playing.
The guy from Batman?
Yes, the guy from Batman.
The Dark Knight?
Yes, exactly. But that's where I'm going first with my picks this week. Matt, what do you have in the XFL?
So I think the Battlehawks.
I'm an idiot.
What?
He coaches the Brahmas, not the Roughnecks. I'm just a dumb person.
So I think the Battlehawks.
Agreed.
Yeah, very much agreed. But I do think the Battlehawks will lambaste the Defenders this week. As Greg would put it, it's going to lambaste them.
Didn't say it on the show. Not on my calendar this today.
The word of the day was lambaste.
Absolutely.
He pulled it up and he's like, I could eat, and he's like, wait a second, that's not what it means. So I'm taking Battlehawks +2 -110, and I'm gonna double dip Battlehawks +110. We beat them this week. We are a good football team. We win games. It's in the Dome, my hometown. Pack the Dome, baby. Pack the Dome.
I'm on the Defenders in that game. I watched most of their game on Sunday night where they just absolutely dominated. On the road, it'll be a test, but I like the
Especially
Defenders.
in St. Louis.
I know. I like the Defenders
Birthplace of McDonald's.
-2, -110. That is not the case.
Get it? The arch.
Yeah, I got it.
Mike, what do you have in the XFL?
I'm taking the over in that Defenders Battlehawks game, over 42.5, -110. I think it hit a few weeks ago for me, and then the Defenders hit the over again. They like to score. They can score points, and so can the Battlehawks. So I'll take the over again.
Well, they go 2-quarterback monster, right? They go De'Aaron
Yeah, they got
King
De'Aaron
and Jordan
King,
Teamo, and it's just like,
King had
they
like
don't-
3 rushing touchdowns and a throwing touchdown last week or something.
dude, to hit the over in that game, it was 4th and 1. They were trying to kill clock. 4th and 1, he called a play. Whoever the Vipers sent everybody, and he just threw one up, and the guy
saw
could
that
have
wide open.
the worm into the end zone. That's how open it was. It was unbelievable. Mark, where are you starting the XFL?
I'm going to start with the Sea Dragons, actually. I like them over the Roughnecks. I'm going to take them money line plus 140. They've been good for me the last couple weeks. And I think the Sea Dragons is a great name. I think it's a phenomenal team name that is unique and new and original. So, shout out XFL for doing that. They got some good names.
They certainly do. They
got some bad ones, but they got some good ones.
They certainly have some good ones. One of those bad ones is the Guardians.
Yes.
They are plus 7.5, -110. I forget who they're playing. I don't have it pulled up. Mike,
It's
who
the Vegas Vipers. I'm on that as well.
The Vipers are 0-4. Like,
So are the Guardians. The Guardians are horrible. Paxton Lynch got benched, but that's a lot of points. I'm doing the same thing. That's a lot of points.
Okay, good. Yeah,
I'm on the Guardians as well.
Can't
That's
be
a lot of
0-4
points.
and more than a touchdown favorite. So I don't know what to tell you. Chris holding up the 100,000 subscribers on YouTube
The
plaque
play
in the
button.
background. The play button.
Very cool.
Very
Electric.
awesome. Thank you, everybody who goes to youtube.com/theunderdog to watch the video episode of the show. Subscribe there if you don't. A lot of extra content, not only from our show, a bunch of other shows.
Click it.
Definitely click it for sure.
You get to see all the visual bits we do, like Mike drinking out of that weird cup. Like that's cool.
What is wrong? This is the second week in a row. It's just the postseason. You're wearing a postseason sweatshirt. It's
I'm
just
wearing
the
a World
cup.
Series sweatshirt. It's different.
Because
That's
it's
a big cup.
Matt, anything else in
Cup
the
is not
XFL?
on. It's not
Never
on.
on.
I think I'm good in the XFL. I'm just gonna stick with that. I do think I'm gonna take the Colts over the Jaguars -160 in NFL 2020 Sims. So
What
they
is
play
it?
tomorrow at 1.
Colts versus
NFL
Jaguars?
2020 Sims. Colts money line -160 over the Jaguars.
-160
Oh.
NFL Sims. Okay.
So is that people
2020.
playing, or
Who's
is
the
that them just
quarterback for the
simulating?
Colts?
I have no
I
idea.
kind of figured, from my
Well, it's called a
understanding,
sim.
Yeah,
from my
I
understanding,
guess.
it's people playing the game Sims that are just their players are watching the game in their house, like in the game of Sims. So it's virtual reality inside virtual reality.
Okay.
Leave it to
Yeah.
leave
That is incorrect.
leave it to Matt to give some obscure stuff.
Like
I mean,
My obscure pick won last week.
the
No, it
hurling,
did not.
the
I
hurling.
texted my Irish friend. He was like, "Slanche, drink a Guinness." He's like, "Drink a Guinness, you won, bud." And I was like, "Why do you sound like that? It's not Irish."
the hurling lines on Bovada may have to be banned from the show. Because I looked up the score and I was like, I don't understand any of this. How are you -7.5? I don't get it. Cork,
It's not fair that we're basing it off one Irish guy that Mike knows.
Listen,
They won by 2. I was told that they won by 2 based off the score.
that guy would know.
Whoa, really? It was 2018. Like, how'd you get there? I couldn't get there. Jeez, this guy's a genius. You got Copernicus over here. Yo, Pythagoras, tell me the theorem, dude. What the hell is wrong with you?
It was actually 2-14 to 0-18.
Whatever that means.
Cork scored 2 goals, which is 3 points.
Where's the 14?
Sounds like-
I don't care. I don't care about hurling. I don't know.
What are the other 14 points?
I
Sounds
don't
like
know.
with Mike's friend Cork screwed me on not giving me the points here this week.
Anything else? Anything else in the XFL, Mark?
No.
Mike,
Nope.
Just those two. I'm also hopping in on the Brahmas -2.5, -110.
Heinz Ward
Yeah,
from the Dark Knight.
from the Dark
Yeah.
Knight.
He
Good
scores,
coach,
he
good
scores that
coach.
touchdown.
He does score the touchdown. To be fair, I wonder if he covered. Now let's go into soccer really quickly. We have.
Stadium exploded.
Yeah, I don't think that game finished.
Was it
Clay.
legal?
All bets were voided.
I don't
All
think
bets were
so.
voided.
I don't think you can
I
void a
would
bet
think
for
bets
that.
would be voided.
I don't think you can void a bet for that. Do you get an anytime touchdown win?
Oh.
I think they would pay that out. If they didn't pay that out, they're just spiteful.
Well, they could say well, they only scored because
It is true. Nobody's getting a good angle running up into the field that's splitting in half. So I don't know if they're catching him. It'll be a real problem.
The pursuit drill doesn't work too well
It's
when
not
there's
not happening. Mike, give me your first pick in soccer.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Crystal Palace tomorrow, +625. They are due for a win.
lost during the
due.
derby last weekend, Mike.
Oh, yeah. I mean, sorry, my laptop was messing up there. I thought it was about to turn off. But yeah, it was a nonsense penalty.
Manchester City. Bum-ba-dum-ba-dum.
Nonsense penalty, and what are you gonna do? Man City looked horrible against us.
Oh, did we win?
You got bailed out on a nonsense penalty.
Oh, really? Christian Bale plays in the MLS.
I think he actually retired.
Dark Knight. Dark Knight. Dark Knight.
I don't think.
I'm thinking of Gareth Bale.
Retired. So
It's such a goofball.
Chris just leave.
Yeah, he had to
Yeah.
go. He's a hard out, so he's gone.
What's making me pretty funny laugh right now is
What's
Mike's
making you pretty
microphone.
funny?
No, but Mike's microphone is covering just enough of his shirt that his shirt just says Pete because it's covering everything else except the Pete.
And that's Pete basketball, baby. Pete Club basketball.
Hi, Pete basketball. Nice to meet you.
Student athlete. Student athlete.
Pete basketball sounds like a guy who sells DVDs about like dribbling skills. They go with Pete basketball. Teach you how to dribble between your legs.
You gotta tee him up.
He also raps. Yeah.
Shout out Derek Rizzo.
Mike, I mean, I don't know who's Crystal Palace playing this week.
Brighton. They're
Brighton
playing
tomorrow.
at Brighton. The big rivalry.
So Crystal Palace, Brighton.
Yeah, I'll take that. They're due. They've scored 5 goals since January 1st. So
I wish I
no,
should.
it's not.
It can't be good. I should have given out Chris's picks while he was still here, but he is on Wrexham in the first half, -105, and then the full game money line, -168 on Bovada. He has been on fire with Wrexham picks. I don't know what to tell you. This helped me last week. I'm going with it this week. Nottingham Forest and Newcastle over 2.5. It's +105 for me. Mark, where you at in soccer?
I'm gonna go to the Champions League. I'm gonna take Real Madrid draw no bet against Liverpool tomorrow. Liverpool, they looked like they got back on track a little bit against Man U with that drubbing, with the 7-0 drubbing they had, but then they turned around and lost. So I don't know what's going on with them.
Isn't Real Madrid up like 5-1 on aggregate though?
Yeah, well, that's why you take the draw no bet.
What's the odds on
So
it? I don't think he gave it.
The draw no bet is -122.
So all these teams that are like Real Salt Lake and Real Madrid, are they all owned by the same people, or is that just like a name for soccer teams? Like, what does Real stand for?
It depends.
Royal.
It depends. Like Manchester City, they own NYFC. They own.
Yeah, we do.
And
We
they-
kill them. We
And they
crush
own
them.
what's the team in Australia? Whatever city.
Melbourne
something
City, I
is.
think,
Melbourne
FC.
City
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Do we own all the cities? Like Harrisburg,
I don't think so.
I
don't think so.
I don't believe so.
Philadelphia, Wisconsin, wherever we found it, Philadelphia, Indiana.
Matt, what do you have in soccer?
I just got one game, -220, Chelsea over Everton. I think Chelsea gets it done this week. Christian Pulisic is playing really well. He's got a cool tattoo on his arm that looks like a tiger when he puts it over his face. So I like this game.
Mark, what's your next one in soccer?
Is it a tiger or a lion?
I think it's a lion. But it's still a cool tattoo.
You're lying. We have fun here.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm actually going to start with Brentford in the Premier League. I think they're going to beat Southampton tomorrow, plus 145.
Plus 145. I'm also picking against Southampton, but it's their other matchup in this upcoming weekend. It's Tottenham over them, minus 120. For
Add
me.
it to my card. It's also on my card.
All right, we'll put that on there. Mike, what's your next one?
I'm actually on the Brentford's minus 105 in their other game they play on the 18th against Leicester City. So
Wow.
Leicester's horrible.
What is it, Mike?
It's a
Minus?
minus 105. It's a massive battle for relegation from like 11th to 20th. So it's going to be a good relegation battle at the bottom here for
It will not be Nottingham
the
Forest.
next 15
I can
games.
promise you that.
Well, I'm on Newcastle minus 145
That's
against
rude.
Nottingham
That's
Forest.
a
I didn't get in
rude
there when
thing
you
to
were
do.
talking about it. They're just miles better. Nottingham Forest stinks. They're going to get relegated.
How dare you? How dare you speak against
Palace
Nottingham
might get
Forest?
relegated. They stink.
I think everybody at this point outside of like top
That's true.
7 has a chance to be relegated.
Yeah.
Send the
it is
Gunners down
rough.
just for the lack of heart. I don't know. You have anything else in soccer, Mark?
I do. I'm actually going to La Liga. We got El Clasico coming up, and I think I'm going to take Barcelona. They're favored here. They got the big lead. I think they can pretty much put the nail in the coffin in the league with a win, plus 115 against Real Madrid here, and Real Madrid's also coming off the Champions League game here. So back-to-back games, big game for Barcelona. It is in Real Madrid Stadium, though, so we'll see what happens.
I'm just waiting for you to add the next part of the pick.
Oh, it's not there. It's not
What?
there. It didn't hit for me this week. They did cover. What a great pick for the lock. Just an easy, nice, calm win over Bilbao.
We didn't talk
Nothing-
about locks.
Yeah, we did.
We talked about how Mikey
we
doesn't
said
hit
3
them.
and 1.
We talked about how I'm 4-0. I'm like, literally, I knew after day one that I was going to be 4-0. And Mike's like, oh, Lingmerth is killing it. Lingmerth didn't even make the cut.
Okay.
Incorrect.
So day one, Hovland's playing amazing. I sent a text in a group chat with Matt, another one of my friends, being like, "Oh, good pick on Hovland this week." And Matt cashed his lock when that happened. And then on Saturday, Lingmerth was up like 4 or 5 strokes on Hovland, and then somehow Hovland finished above him. I don't know how.
Somehow, because my
Somehow.
locks are
He finished
4-0.
like third. He
I know.
finished like third.
Mike, do you,
17-0. 17 units or something like that.
17 units up if you bet 5 units on every lock.
17 units.
4-0 in locks, baby.
Do you have anything else in soccer, Mike?
Like a
Nope.
bagel with some schmear and some locks. You ever get locks in your bagel?
No,
Neither do I.
it's salmon and fish. I'm not into that.
I've
I'm not
seen
a
you
big
eat
fish
cold fish
bagel.
soup before.
Ooh,
I
like
don't
salmon.
believe
You
you.
don't like salmon?
Me? I don't eat cold fish soup.
I've
That sounds
seen you eat cold fish soup.
No.
That's more when Mark's going through his weekly dinners. He's like, "All right, Tuesday's cold fish soup
Dude,
day."
That only sounds disgusting. Like I'm actually offended that you thought you saw me eat that.
Instead of Taco
I would
Tuesdays, Mark's got cold fish
I like
Tuesdays.
sushi, but cold fish soup. Jesus.
It's cold fish soup
Friday.
day. It's cold fish soup day.
Cold fish
It's cold
Friday.
fish soup day.
Can we go back to the
Anything
cheese tax
else in
instead?
soccer, Mike?
I got my cold fish
Nah,
soup
nah,
day.
that's
Mark, anything else in soccer?
Yeah, I got the Union plus 175 over Montreal in the MLS.
Montreal.
Real
plus
Montreal?
175. No.
No.
Even though I thought for a second maybe. All right, we're good. We're good in
tax.
soccer. Let's quickly go to the NHL. Mark, we'll start with you.
All right, I got the Avalanche plus 130. They are playing against the Maple Leafs, but I think they're the better squad, and I like that value.
I'm on the Maple Leafs, minus 145 in that matchup. I'm also on. Every week I bet the Senators on Bovada, and every week it proves that I'm dumb. But I'm taking them again this week. Sabres plus 105 in their matchup. Matt, NHL.
Blues plus 1.5 minus 200. My hometown of St. Louis.
Wait,
You
who'd you
taking the
take, Greg?
Sabres?
Yeah, the Sabres.
Against
You
who?
said Senators.
You said Senators. That's what I'm
Sorry, the
confused.
Sabres. The Sabres
Against the Capitals?
Yeah, exactly. The
I
I
Capitals.
think it's because you're pronouncing it wrong. It's Sabre.
You know what? You're right. You are right.
I have the over in that game.
In
over
Senators.
6.5.
Sorry, I keep saying
No,
Senators.
Sabres Capitals.
Sabres
over
Capitals.
6.5 minus 115. I wasn't sure if you chose like a game that already that's happening right now or something. That's why I was trying to clarify.
No, Sabres. Thank you, though, Mike.
Yes,
Matt, you're
gotcha.
on the Blues plus 1.5, minus 200. I am on the Blues just on the money line, if I can find it
Me
here.
as well.
So am I.
Plus
130.
Plus
Oh
130.
no!
Pod special.
Wow, we got 3 of us. Matt, you gonna join in?
Well, he's on the plus
money
1.5.
line? I'll double
Yeah.
dip. Double dip in the
I think
money
we should
line
all double dip.
because it is
Let's go.
because it
Podcast
is my
special.
hometown of St. Louis in the Arch. I will do it.
Let's ride that elevator. Get
All
it.
right, we can
Yeah,
take the
I wanted
podcast
to.
special all the way out there.
Look up the video. It is scary.
I have
And
to
being in
watch.
that elevator is bonkers to
Do
me.
you have anything else in hockey, Mike?
No, that's it.
Anything else in hockey, Matt?
No, I'm good, coach.
Anything else in hockey, Mark?
No.
All right. First NIT scores back in. Number 1 seeded Rutgers loses to Hofstra. Someone's very pumped up about that for some reason.
Wait, the Rutgers lost?
Yeah, they just lost.
Wow. That's first of all, it's such a shame that they didn't make it into the freaking thing.
You
They
lost to
got
Hofstra,
scammed.
so
The Hawks.
They should have made it over Nevada, but they did just.
Why even have the net rankings if it's not going to be a real thing?
you're so stupid.
I'm just saying.
I know what you're doing. And I'm just going to ignore it.
Why have them?
Yeah, why? Let's
This
go.
elevator does not look as bad as I thought it was going to be.
It's like the Wonkavator, dude.
It is kind of like the Wonka
Shoot out of the
elevator.
ceiling of the
It is.
arch?
Yeah. That's how you get to the other side to go down. It shoots out the top and you land in it. That's how you get down to the bottom. It's scary, dude. It's
not
either that or
like-
fizzy lifting drink to get down.
All right,
It's
let's
not
go.
as sideways going as I thought. It's moving too fast, though. Need to slow it down a little bit.
It's the Wonkavator, dude. What would you rather do? Would you rather be in the Wonkavator or the creepy boat that goes through the
The
tunnel?
Wonkavator, 1,000%. The boat's terrifying.
I think I would
No
rather
doubt.
be in the boat.
No, I think I'd rather be in the boat.
Yeah.
That elevator.
You're going to get dumped
no
over into a
screams.
river of chocolate.
A
Exactly.
river of chocolate is fine.
Oh, yeah? Ask
That's
Gus
fine.
Kloop how it worked out.
Where did they find him? Did the cops ever find Augustus Gloop? I want to know. I want to know where he went after that dude sucked him up. Tell me. I'm looking at you, Wonka. My question is, is there a new Timothy Chalamet movie coming out where he's like a young Wonka? Or did I make that
I've
up?
heard
Did I
that.
see that on
I
a
hope
TikTok? Timothy Chalamet?
I don't
look it up.
know.
Maybe he was just dressed like that.
Maybe. All right, let's.
Where was it, Josh Giddey?
While Matt's figuring out Timothy Chalamet's IMDb, I'm gonna go into darts really quickly.
IMDb.
Just some quick Premier League picks.
No, it's called Wonka.
Yeah, so he's playing young Wonka.
Comes out December 15th of this year.
Tom Holland was the other finalist for the role of Willy Wonka.
He's athletic. He's got all those jumps from being Spider-Man.
It's like
He's a
there's a
point
picture of him, and he looks like he should be in Muppet's Christmas Carol in his outfit. Like he doesn't look like. Okay, what did young Wonka do? Like I'm excited to see. So I'm guessing this is like the origin story of Wonka.
Yeah.
Right.
Which I don't know.
More like William Cratchit.
I like the Spider-Man
I
better.
don't get that joke.
Doesn't matter. Let's go. I'm already in here real quick. I'll give my 3 picks so we can move on. Nathan Aspinall over Dimitri Vandenberg, even money. Johnny Clayton over Gerwin Price, plus 125. And then just a parlay of MVG and Michael Smith, minus 102 is what it comes back on Bovada. Matt, I know you don't have anything, so I'm
No
not even.
lock?
I got one.
No locking darts this week.
I'm in the online live league.
Okay.
I'm gonna take Lee Cox minus 155 over John Nelson.
Okay.
And that's all I got. I mean, it's at 6:10 a.m. on 3/15/23. I'm gonna be up watching it. I know you are, Greg.
Probably not. Maybe. We'll see. Let's go to the UFC very quickly. Mike, the UFC, said goodbye essentially to a contender in Peter Yan last week, who looked absolutely
tough.
horrible.
I mean, I literally told you that he was just probably going to lay, and I knew it was, and that's all he did was just lay on him, take him down. He had like 45 to 50 Marab did takedown attempts.
Yeah,
It's like a new record.
that's all he does. It's just takedown attempt after takedown attempt. Jan stuffed like 38 of them. It's not like he's successful on all of them.
But yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I don't know. You got to give him some sort of can to let him bounce back, get his confidence back after the last couple fights.
I guess
maybe like Chris Duncan or something.
Yeah, probably. Is that who you're taking first?
No.
Okay.
I'm taking Makwan Amarkani plus 380 to beat Jack Shore. I like Makwan in this. He's a good fighter. He's never lost in UFC fights that have gone the distance.
I don't think that's right either. What were his odds? Plus what?
Plus 380. He's good, though.
I mean, he's Mr. Finland for a reason. Mark, are you in the UFC at all?
Yeah, I'm going to take give me Sam Patterson. Minus 275.
Sammy P?
Yeah, Sammy P. Right. You know, I don't like the odds aren't great, but let's start stacking some positive units here on this model.
Odds weren't great for Katniss Everdeen either.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but they were ever in her favor.
She took down a whole society.
Mike, where are you at in the UFC?
Biggest upset in Hunger Games.
Oh, what do you think the odds were on that?
I had to be astronomical.
700,000 that a girl from Sector 11 was going to take down.
District 12.
District 12.
No,
I'm sorry.
Plus, it was going to be plus 700,000.
That's what I said.
I think it's minus.
But, do you think her odds got better or worse after? I guess they got better the whole time. But what do you think her odds started at, and then she showed she could shoot the arrow and did all that stuff. And then
we're talking, guys. We have the NCAA tournament. We're talking live lines of the Hunger Games here. What are we doing?
What do you want to know why the Hunger Games were successful in that society? For this exact reason.
Yeah.
People were talking about gambling. Like, they didn't go into it in the movie, but the gambling aspect of the Hunger Games must have been
crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
I'm sure. What do you think the odds were that Mike TV was going to get Wonka's situation? Not high. He was definitely not high. I don't think Charlie would have been that high either.
No, Charlie was a serious outsider.
Yeah, the name of the book kind of gives it away, like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. But
Mike, give me your pick.
Yeah, I just got a parlay that I'll just throw out there. It's all. I want them all straight. Go Joanne Wood minus 174.
Who?
Juliana Miller minus 450.
Who?
Casey O'Neill minus 170. Almost made her my lock, but my women's locks normally don't hit. But she's returned from an ACL injury, but she's undefeated. I don't think she loses, but didn't want to risk it.
Who?
Okay, and then final piece of the parlay is Leron Murphy minus 170.
I know him.
Okay.
I know Leon.
The parlay comes back at plus 385.
Plus 385 for you, Mike.
Yes.
I have two picks. I have three picks. Omar Morales minus 115. Roman Dolidze, or how does he pronounce it? Dolidze. Plus
Sounds like a Polish word.
He's plus 220 on Bovada. You're going with I'm going Georgian last week, Georgian this week. Yeah. Might as well get two back-to-back dubs. And then my final pick is Justin Gaethje plus 188.
Yeah, that's good value.
I know Fiziev good, but
that's good value. I didn't think I thought it was going to be closer. I also am just taking the value on Gaethje.
Mark, anything else in the UFC?
Nope.
Mike?
I mean,
just your parlay?
I got one more before that.
Greg.
I know. We'll get to the main event.
I'm on Gaethje there. Gaethje's my last pick before the main event.
Matt?
I'm taking Marv because I think Roman's home alone at minus 275.
Marvin Vettori plus 275.
Because it's Christmas time.
I understand, for sure.
No.
Never! It's the best GIF of all time. My favorite thing ever.
You're just like a chicken.
the main event is for the, what is it, Mike? Welterweight? Middleweight?
Yeah, welterweight.
I always forget.
It's welterweight.
The welterweight championship. Newly crowned champion Leon Rocky Edwards with the unbelievable comeback victory in the 5th round. tries to defend his belt for the very first time against former champion Kamaru Usman. It is in England. It is a huge matchup. I have to imagine I know where Mike's going.
Plus 200? I know he was losing on the cards last time, but after fighters get knocked out, they don't always come back the same. Leon Edwards, plus 200, and still, oh, Leon Edwards.
Is this
Let's
how I
go,
sound when I
Greg.
talk about darts?
Exactly.
Oh, it's miserable.
Yeah.
Guys, now I understand it.
You don't have to pull a dirty shirt out of your laundry and show it, though.
It's actually freshly cleaned. I just didn't fold it, so it's all wrinkly.
You didn't fold it. You didn't iron it. You didn't clean the Cheeto dust off it. You didn't do anything.
I watched
thought
it
that was-
yesterday.
I thought you were just a big fan of that Chris Brown song. Look at me now. I didn't realize that was Leon Edwards.
All right, are we good on the UFC then?
Yeah, I might have a pick in bare knuckle fighting, but that's
Okay.
it.
Well, let's quickly jump in for the last sport before we give the NCAA picks out. We'll go to golf very quickly. It is a double-packed weekend. You have the Valspar Championship and the Liv Golf Tour in Tucson this weekend. Mark, I guess let's give Liv picks out first if you have any. If you don't, no big deal. But let's start with you.
Yeah, for the Liv, I'm just gonna go with the four aces to win the team event plus 300. They're the best team out there, but they haven't won yet. So, well, I think there's only been one or two
event so
events.
far, I believe.
One event, so they're due. They're already due.
Well,
after one event.
Speaking of a guy who's due, I'm taking Justin Johnson outright plus 1,200 on Bovada in that Liv event. I just have a feeling he's also due, so I'm going to go there. Mike, we'll go to you next.
Yeah, I got a couple top 10 finishes. Cam Smith, minus 150, top 10 finish. And I'll do Dustin Johnson, minus 130, top 10 finish.
Dustin Johnson.
That's a good way to get some units, Mike. I like those picks there, bud.
Thank you.
I'm on Abraham Answer, top 10, even money in the Liv Tour, and that's my last pick for that. Matt, anything in Liv?
Yeah, I'm going top 10 finish for my guy, Abraham Answer at even money. Is that what you just said?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
Is that all you have in Liv? Does anybody else have any other Liv picks?
Nah, because this week, and surprisingly, being a Liv guy, Valspar is my favorite tournament of the year. So I'm in the PGA this week. I just love how when they show it, they have like the swatches, just like the swat real big around the course and everything.
Yes.
So it always gets my goat.
Well, speaking of
Get your goat.
Speaking of
That's a
Valspar, I'm going to start. It is a saying. I only have two picks. My first is Tommy Fleetwood, top 20, plus 110. Mike, what's your first pick in the Valspar?
I didn't see the top 20 finishes earlier. Sorry.
They're up here. They're up here.
Sam Burns, top 20 finish, minus 115. Won it the last 2 years. We'll take him to finish top 20 this year.
What were the odds,
Going
Mike?
for the three-peat. Minus 115.
Top
Going
20,
for the three-peat.
Top 20, minus 115. Mark, anything in the PGA?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ben Griffin as a top 20 finish at the Valspar, plus 170. Played well this past week at the Players. I know I've been taking some of these guys that are playing well, and it doesn't always work out. But I feel like he can keep it up here to stay on the high.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, what do you have in the PGA?
Top Scandinavian. I'm taking David Lingmerth, plus 185. Shout out my guy Lingmerth. Should have won it last week, but came up a little short. But I'm taking Lingmerth plus 185.
David Lingmerth plus 185 for you. My other pick is Will Gordon to miss the cut plus 125, and I'm also taking Tommy Fleetwood outright plus 2,500. But we forgot with the NCAA ones, we do the challenge differently, and I put that pick on there. I didn't want to not take it and then get burned for it. Mike, anything else in Valspar?
Yeah, same thing here. Sam Burns, I'm going to take him outright plus 1,800.
Sam
he goes for the
Burns.
three-peat, as I said.
Mark, anything else in Valspar?
It's only been done like 11 times, but no. Actually, no.
You're good, Matt.
I'm good.
Are you just on top Scandinavian?
I'm going 3 chances Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, Justin Rose. I think Jordan Spieth can actually do something right now. He's been playing really good. I want to get him. Where's a top 5 finish? Because I'd like to get him involved. Top 5 finish.
Plus 250 for Jordan.
Yeah, give me him at top 5 plus 250, and then give him again at top 10 at plus 125. And top 20 at minus 175. I think Speed's been playing good golf. If he just tightens up, tighten up a few of those putts, I think he's going to be doing good.
Okay. What were the odds on the 3 chances?
Plus 400.
Plus 400. All right. So does that close all that out for us?
Yeah, might as well give me Speed outright too, plus 1200. I feel like not having it is stupid.
That is true. It would be bad.
Did you guys see Matt Fitzpatrick's comments about how he doesn't think Liv guys should be allowed back in PGA if Liv folds?
I agree.
No, dude.
They sold out. What do you mean? They sold out. Why would you let them back?
You are a nerd.
I don't really care for it, but they did sell out. Why would you let them back? They sold out for money.
You're a nerd.
What is your reasoning for letting them back?
I don't disagree. Mike is a nerd.
What's your reasoning for letting them back?
Who cares?
They sold out for money.
They're gonna make golf the PGA better if they come back. He doesn't win, so he's afraid that all these good guys are gonna come back, and Dustin Johnson's gonna win again.
He's a major winner.
He won the US Open last year.
Won one thing.
Everybody left.
He hasn't won anything else besides that.
I can't. I don't know about that. Maybe
I think there's only.
He won Chip and Woody's in Bluebell.
How many golfers from Liv do you think are worth actually keeping over here, right? So a lot of the older guys obviously went over.
Yeah, Cam Smith's a big one. DJ, Nyman,
DJ Brooks.
Answer can party.
Brooks is borderline.
But there's a lot of borderline guys that were already kind of borderline. A lot of older guys. And a few stars that they did lose. Obviously, the PGA lost over there. But other than that,
if they're good enough to get their card, they should be allowed back in because you want to compete against the best.
What's the punishment then, Matt? What's the punishment?
What's the punishment for anything?
Turn your back on the PGA.
AJ McCarron wants to play in the XFL. If a team signs him this week, are we not going to let him come back?
It's different.
How is that different? It's a competing football
competing
entity.
League, and The Rock admitted it's not a computer league, that it wants to be a feeder.
Wouldn't you say that if you were the league that's not competing?
And
of course not. That's not what the Liv said.
Far less money, too.
That's not what Liv said. I don't think they said anything, to be perfectly honest. But Phil made it seem like they wanted to compete.
You should be allowed back in.
Fine, but I don't care. Bring them all back. But
except for Danny Lee.
It's a debate for another time.
I got nothing against that guy.
It's a debate for another time. Let's go to college basketball, fellas. The NCAA tournament is here. It is the most fun time in sports. The best 2 days of back-to-back games, literally all day, starting at noon, and they go all the way until 1 a.m. I can't imagine we don't have a ton of picks. I think we kind of condense everything into one. If we want to do it this way, you guys let me know, or we just give all of our picks out and then we'll do the challenge very quickly at the end. We could just go through every first round matchup. It's going to be too confusing. Let's just start with picks.
Why don't we just go through every, if you could just go down the line on.
Well, save your challenge picks. We'll just talk about if anybody has anything.
I was going to say, just do the challenge. We could do the challenge after everything.
Yeah, we'll do the challenge after. So let's start. Yeah. We'll start in the top left-hand corner. Alabama taking on the winner of South. It is Texas A&M Corpus Christi, right, Matt?
It is, Greg. We had a big win today here for Texas A&M Corpus Christi over Southeastern Missouri Ohio University.
My guess is that line is probably not up yet on Bovada, only because that game just went final. So I guess we'll go right to West Virginia and Maryland. I'm on West Virginia, fellas, -2, -110. I don't trust the Big Ten. That's just me. Anybody else?
I trust the Big Ten. I'm on Maryland +115. Tua Tagovailoa's brother. I think that Maryland gets it done.
Give me the Terps.
Terps.
Mark, are you on their money line or odds?
Money line. Double dip.
+115.
I'm on West Virginia -2, -110. Also, Greg, what I was saying, it might be easier if you just go down the Does the line in Bovada, does it go by just
I
when
don't
the
have
games
it up
start, not
because
the
my
actual
computer
bracket?
shut
Okay.
down if I
So,
did
Mike,
that.
if you just
Okay.
hit Control F, you can get to the game and
I
just
mean,
type it real quick.
I have every single one written down because I'm prepared.
Looks like there's some curse words in that
All right.
notebook too.
Let's go, Charleston, San Diego State. I know this has been a hotly debated game amongst everyone. Mike, I'll start with you. Do you have it?
Yeah. Charleston taking them both ways: +5, -110, and +180. I think. I think they needed they're a good basketball team. They have 5 people that average double digits. They can beat San Diego State. Mountain West are frauds.
Mark.
They've won like one game since 2016.
It's not good. Mark, you
No.
in this game?
Aztecs -5.
There you go,
Wow, to cover.
Yeah,
Matt.
I mean, College of Charleston, they got blown out in one of their losses this year when they played somebody good. They play in a crap conference. They've had a great
How dare
season,
you?
but
How dare you yell about the CAA? But thank you.
it is a crap
I'm
conference.
taking College of Charleston +5 -110 in this game. They would really run into some issues against teams with bigger guards, but San Diego State does.
I'm not doing
See, I was gonna say the same thing, but I made sure I did it because I didn't want to copy the exact word from another podcast. So I made sure I did say that.
Virginia Furman. Let's go to Virginia Furman. Mark.
I'm taking Virginia in this game. I'm going to take them to cover as well. Hold on, where's it at? There it is.
-5.
-5, -110. I feel like everybody's on Furman.
Exactly.
So,
I'm on Virginia
me
for the
Virginia.
same reasons.
I've been to Furman, so that's why I'm taking Furman. They're one of my schools. So Furman +195. I've been on the campus of Furman.
Hometown.
I
Greenville,
also have,
South
You said
Carolina,
plus
baby.
one.
Shout
hold
out
on, hold on.
Greenville.
You said +195 on Bovada. Matt,
195.
Furman is
Yeah.
plus
Oh yeah.
195.
Sorry. Yes.
I'm on Furman +5 -110 in that game. Let's go to.
I have the under in that game. Greg.
Okay.
Under
Not a surprise.
132, -110. I think Virginia can hold the ball, handle the ball, and will not go over.
It
might end under 100.
I cannot stand watching
Actually, add
Virginia
that
games.
to Mark card.
They're the most boring team of all time.
I love Virginia.
Add that
I
to
love
Mark's
Virginia.
card.
Under 132
Thank you, Matt.
minus
That's a
110.
it's a great school. That great championship. Kyle Guy.
And they lost in the first round for what number 1 seed.
Yes,
remember?
they did.
Just
But then
coming back from
Then they
that
avenged
and then
it,
winning
though.
the title. Just the best way you can.
Creighton, NC State, fellas. What do we got?
Creighton -5 -110. Watched a lot of Creighton basketball this year in the Big East, so I like what Creighton does there. You got Doug McDermott's dad, so Creighton at the number 6 seed there. We're good to go.
Mike?
I'm double dipping on NC State. +5 -110 and +180. The DJ Burns is going to eat Kyle Cutter. I can't remember his name on Creighton, but it's the big guy on NC State. Yeah, is that it? No,
He's
that's
not
not
tight
it.
end for the Eagles.
Definitely not.
He's on the Eagles.
Calcutta? That's a country.
No. Anyways, DJ Burns is gonna drop like 25 on him. Big man for
you
NC
said
State.
+185?
Yeah, +180.
That's kind of cool. Like, is that like a new deal where he's allowed to put his occupation into his name on his jersey and stuff? DJ Burns, DJ Bernie Burns, Wilbert Montgomery.
Mark, are you in this?
Burns.
Are you in this game?
Yeah, I'm on the Blue Jays. -5. I spoke to Mr. Blue Jay. He migrated here during the weather. He said he believes in these Creighton Blue Jays, so I do as well.
All right, let's go to
Migrated there during the weather.
Let's
just
go
like
to-
Hamilton say.
let's go to Baylor UCSB. Mike, Baylor failed you last week. Are you on them this week?
Yeah, Baylor -10.5, -110. I love Baylor. I think they might have a chance to make it to the Final Four.
Mark, are you in this game?
No.
Matt?
Wow, Coppin State parted ways with Juan Dixon.
Oh,
They
well,
did.
probably for some good reasons if you look into the Coppin
They
State
stink.
program. There's some
All right, I'm out.
allegations that are not great.
I don't have anything in this game, but I do not think Baylor's good. I actually have Baylor losing in the second round to, no spoilers, Missouri.
All right, well, I'm out on them too. Let's go to that Missouri game. Missouri
How does
Tigers.
that Makes sense.
The third round.
That'd be the third round.
My bracket's different than yours.
What bracket you're looking at?
I only have 63
Sure.
teams.
Sure looks like it.
Jesus. Missouri, Utah State. Mark, I'll start with you.
I'm not in this one either.
Mike.
I have Missouri plus 1.5, minus 110.
I'm also on that pick. Matt.
I don't know why they're the underdog. They're another big team too, and I think they'll
Utah State can shoot.
out bully ball. Yeah, that's why I have the over 155.5, minus 110. I think there's a lot of points, high number, a lot of points, no defense.
Missouri, Utah State over 155.5. Matt, are you in this game?
So I am in this game, and I have plus 1.5, minus 110, and then I got him at even money for money line. And then did I see on Twitter there was a pretty important guy that said like that this was going to be over? He like to bet the over, so everyone's on it because like
Yes.
another famous guy retweeted it. So
Probably.
So I love the under because all the public money is going to be on the over in this game. Give me under 155.5.
Not your wallet.
This is not my wallet game of the week.
All right. So let's go on to Arizona Princeton. Anybody in Arizona Princeton? Mark.
No.
Matt.
No, thank you, Chuck.
Mike.
Yeah, I have Arizona minus 14.5, minus 110. Now they're just far too big for Princeton.
Couldn't agree more, but I'm not on them. Let's go down to the East region. Purdue versus the winner of Texas Southern and FDU. I actually have Texas Southern FDU. I'm on Texas Southern -2, minus 110 on Bovada. One of the only team I think in the bracket this year with an under 500 pick. But FDU didn't even win their conference, so I'm out. Mike, Purdue, and whoever wins.
Nothing.
I guess there's no line yet for this. So
there is no line per
Are you on the play-in games at all than me? No?
Nope.
All right, then let's keep
Sorry, I didn't bet the FDU game.
Let's go to Memphis, FAU, Florida Atlantic. Mark, I'll start with you.
I'm on Memphis. Give me the Tigers. The American champs. The just beat big Houston team.
They won America?
Yeah.
They won the America. They won America. And Penny's got these kids playing well.
I'm also on the Memphis pick. Memphis -2.5, minus 110.
Just two, minus two.
Sorry, -2, minus 110. Mike.
Nothing there. I got nothing there.
Matt.
I got Memphis -2, minus 110, and I have Memphis money line. Also, it's not out there yet.
What is the money line?
Minus 135. Okay. It's not out there yet, but I do want Memphis over Purdue when that finally happens. So whatever the money line is on that one, I want that.
Okay.
That'd be on Saturday.
We'll look it up. We'll look it up once the matchup is finalized. If it doesn't get finalized, the pick's canceled. Let's go to Duke.
No, it's a loss.
If they don't play each other, if Memphis loses to FAU, how's it a loss? The game never happened.
Yeah, Mark, it's void.
If Hines Ward's touchdown is voided, that pick's definitely voided.
They're never gonna play.
Well, if he's picking somebody that's going to go to the Sweet 16, right? And
he's picking to play for them to beat them head to head.
Yeah, head to head. Once that game,
right.
if that game happens.
So if that game doesn't happen, right?
You can't bet on a game that doesn't happen.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If he was betting a line for them to make the Sweet 16, then it would make sense. But he's not.
I think the way I explained it was pretty good, Mike. You didn't need to.
I don't know. He was still thinking about it.
Yeah, nobody's thinking over here. Don't worry about
Roberts, Matt.
Duke -6.5. Kevin Shire's got this team going well. So Garrett Shire.
I'm actually on Oral Roberts +6.5 in this one, -110. Mike,
everyone in playing so well. Yeah, everybody is on.
I think
Duke, give me Duke as well. Blue Devils.
I think Duke wins the game. I just think Oral Roberts keeps it close.
The Devils.
Duke -6.5, -110. So you guys are all on Duke, and I'm on Oral Roberts. Let's go to Tennessee and the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana. Mike.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Raging Cajuns plus 450 and plus 11 minus 110.
Wow.
They Tennessee, their point guard, I can't think his name's gone, but he tore his ACL like right before the SEC tournament. They're not the same team. They're going to get upset.
What were the odds, Mike? Or what was the line? Plus what? 11?
Plus 11 minus 110. Yeah.
Mark.
I'm also double dipping, Greg. I'm on Mike's side. I think Tennessee is not who we thought they were. They are a different team now. They don't have their point guard, like Mike said. He tore his ACL early on in the SEC tournament. They are not the Tennessee of old.
Mark, are you in this game?
I'm not.
All right.
But I don't know if you heard Tennessee's point guard. He got hurt.
Tore his
Todd
ACL.
Ziegler, that's his name. He tore his ACL like right before the
Dolph
SEC tournament.
Ziegler?
It's the whole thing.
Yes, Dolph Ziegler.
Let's go to Kentucky Providence. Mark, I'll start with you.
I got Kentucky in this game. I got to find the line again.
Minus
But I
4,
got
minus
Kentucky.
110.
Yeah,
Thank you. -4, -110. Give me the Wildcats.
I'm on that as well.
I'm on it as well. I originally was going to lean Providence, but I can't get off Kentucky. I know
A
Kentucky
lot of people are
was so
saying it's
bad
going to be
this
a
year.
tough game for Kentucky because of Providence, but I don't think they have anybody to cover Sheboy.
The revenge.
A lot of people. Yeah, well, a lot of people are talking about the revenge factor, Greg. You're right. But people forget this is Jan Calipari. He doesn't care. He'll stand up. He'll fight you tooth and nail. He'll take your fisticuffs. This is Johnny Bones Calipari. -4, -110. The Kentucky Wildcats take it done. They're a blue blood school, baby.
Let's go
Yeah.
Kansas State, Montana State. You know exactly what I'm doing. Montana State plus 8.5, minus 110. Big Sky champions, 26 wins on the season. Have to do it to them. Kansas State was supposed to be really bad. Turned out to be very good. I'm on Montana State. Mike.
I'm on that line as well. Plus 8.5, minus 110. They can't score the basketball, so we'll see how it goes.
Well, we'll see. Mark.
I am not in on this.
Matt.
Game.
The Big Sky is no comparison to other basketball factions. So I'm taking Kansas State.
I didn't know what conference they were in.
Kansas State -8.5, -110. I like them in this game. They're a good team. They've played well over the past year.
It's the Big 12 for the record. USC, Michigan State. I am on USC +2, -110. Mike.
I have nothing there.
Mark.
I also don't have anything
Matt.
actually.
Whatever side I take, we'll lose.
So who were you thinking about taking, Mike? If you had to take one, but don't actually
I
make the
had
pick.
Michigan State, and then we did the model, and Greg picked USC. So now I changed my bracket to USC. So
all right,
now
well then
I'm
I'm not touching it then. I
All right.
can't,
Yeah.
none of us touch it.
Marquette, Vermont. Anyone?
All right, I'm gonna touch it.
Matt, Marquette, Vermont.
You
Marquette
touched the boat.
What is the line?
-10.5. Shaka, future coach of the 76ers, first time ever winning the Big East. He's a great coach. Guys love him. He's been on this stage before. He knows what he's doing. He's going to bring this team far this year. Shout out Marquette. Shout out Chris Paul / Dwayne Wade.
Mike.
I'll take Vermont plus 10.5, minus 110. I
Mark.
think they'll cover. They're a good ball club.
I'm not in on
All
this
right,
one.
let's go to the other side of the bracket. Houston taking on the Norse of Northern Kentucky. Mark.
Not taking
Matt.
anything in this game, but what a great name.
I might put a band on Houston -19.5, -110.
Okay, Matt or Mike.
I was going to
Which
take
band?
North Kentucky to cover against any other team, but I don't think they'll cover.
They play so slow, Mike.
So are you
do
not taking
play
anybody? You're
No,
out in that
no.
game?
Houston, they can't match up with Houston's up-tempo
I agree.
offense.
Iowa
I agree.
Auburn is next, and
Nate
is where
Oates.
that's Alabama.
Shut
This is where my lock of the week comes into play. I am on Auburn -1 lock of the week for me. Mark.
Wow. I am also on Auburn, but wow. All right. -1.
I don't trust Fran McCaffrey. I don't know what to tell you.
Understandable. I'm on
What's
nothing
Fran?
there.
Matt.
Drake.
Okay, so we'll go to Miami Drake. What is it? What's the line?
It is. I think it's. I got a lot of team members. They all need rings.
Okay,
Isn't that Drake's song?
sure.
That was not even close.
+110 money line. I'm taking Drake.
All right, Mike.
Got a whole lot of
My
friends.
lock of the week is Miami minus 130. This game should not be close. The Miami is so much better. They don't play much defense, but they're just going to outscore Drake.
They're
Mark.
banged up though, Mike.
Yeah,
Who's hurt?
did you hear about their point guard? He got hurt right before the
Tennessee.
conference
It's
tournament.
Tennessee.
Coach Larinaga is not ready for this.
Mark.
I actually don't have anything in this game.
All right, then let's go to Indiana and Kent State. Matt, I'll start with you.
I do have Indiana in this game -4. People are very high on Kent State. I don't think that they're that good of a team. Indiana showed that they could play well. That one guy has been there for a while, so I like Indiana. Go
Mike.
Hoosh.
Yeah, I agree with Matt. I don't know who on Kent State's going to cover Trace Jackson Davis, so I'm going to take Indiana -4, -110.
Mark.
I'm going to bring it out, boys. It's happening. The lock of the week, over 140.5 in this game. Over 140.5 in the Kent State-Indiana game is my lock of the week, -110.
-110. The lock of the week for you. Let's go to the next matchup. It's Iowa State versus Mississippi State or Pitt. There's not going to be a line for that, so we can go right over it. Xavier, Kennesaw State. Mike.
I think Kennesaw State's going to cover, +11.5, -110. I think they might upset, but I won't take the money line on this one.
I have
All right.
Xavier going very far, so I really hope that doesn't
They're
happen.
frauds.
Matt, are
You're
you
a
in this
fraud.
game?
I am in this game, and I'm going total points by Xavier over 81.5 -120.
81.5 -120. Mark.
I'm not going in this game.
All right, sounds good. The next game is Texas A&M and Penn State. Mike, I'll start with you.
Yeah, we're going to double dip on the Nittany Lions. Play some booty ball.
Wow, dude.
+3, -110, and +135.
Really, with them playing booty ball, like you just said.
Yeah, they're gonna back. You gotta look at their shot chart. It's hilarious. It's only they don't actually go into the hoop. They either shoot like tiny mid range or 3-pointers. But yeah, I think they can.
I'm also
Sure.
double dipping on Penn State. Mark.
Sure.
I'm also double dipping on the Aggies. Bang! Let's go, Texas A&M.
Yeah, I think we beat them, but I don't think we're gonna be good enough to beat Texas.
Mark, what's their money line?
Money line -160.
-160 on Bovada. Matt, you're in this game?
No, I'm not in this game.
All right, then let's go to the 2 versus 15 matchup, Texas and Colgate. Mike, I'll start with you.
I've been back and forth, so I'm not gonna take it.
Not going to take it. Mark.
No.
Not in on this one either.
Matt.
Texas gets it done -13.5.
I'm also on Texas -13.5. Let's go to the last region. We have the Kansas Jayhawks versus Howard. Mark.
Not in on this one.
Matt.
Not in on this
Mike.
Nope.
Nobody's in it. So we go to Arkansas versus Illinois. Matt.
one. Illinois +115.
Illinois +115. Mike.
Arkansas -2, -110.
Arkansas -2, -110. I'm also on that Arkansas pick -2, -110. The Big Ten stinks. I don't care what they say. Mark.
I'm on Arkansas as well. Give me the double dip. The money line's -135. I like Arkansas here.
-135. We'll go to St. Mary's versus VCU. Mike.
I'm gonna take VCU +160. St. Mary's runs fast. Their offense is too slow. And I think that can hurt them.
I'm on VCU +4 -110. Matt.
Not in that game.
Mark.
I'm on the Rams as well, +4. Look at us. Look at us.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
How did we get here, huh?
We certainly got here. UConn and Iona. Matt.
UConn, baby. Whatever the line is. I didn't look it up.
It's 9.5.
-9.5.
Let's get it.
Mark.
Tino ain't got it.
He's already gone to St. John's. Yeah.
Whatever. I love UConn in this game.
I love
-9.5.
UConn too, dude.
UConn's a great. I love that team and watching their schools.
Mike.
Kemba's.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm not
Gators.
taking it, but I think Patino's pretty much already gone, so they could get blown out. Iona.
All right. Then we'll go on to TCU, or I guess that line's not going to be available, so we'll go right to Gonzaga, Grand Canyon. Matt.
My lock of the week, baby. Shout out the bucket with the Lopes, baby. We're running like an antelope all weekend. Grand Canyon University plus 16 minus 110. My lock of the week. Chip chop, chip chop. Let's get it going.
Mark,
The Lopes, baby.
Mark, are you in this game?
No, but I'm trying to figure out what the chip chop
I don't
was.
know either. Mike?
I don't have a lock, so I just chip chop, chip chop.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
Aloha Mora.
Mike?
I don't
have
speak
time for
Hawaiian.
the Harry Potter stuff right now. Mike, are you in the Grand Canyon game?
No.
All right. Boise State, Northwestern. Mark, I'll start with you.
How would
You know where I'm at. You know where I'm at. Northwestern, baby. Give it to me.
how would someone on the island say hello to someone named Mora? Aloha, Mora.
Dumb.
Uh,
I'm on Northwestern minus 1.5, minus 110. Almost made it my lock, but I ended up choosing Miami.
What's that Boise State money line?
my plus 110.
Plus 110.
Plus 110, yes.
I'm double dipping on Boise State plus 1.5, minus 110, and then plus 110 on the money line.
Mountain West stinks.
Bippity,
this is a
bippity
battle of
boppity
stink.
boo.
Big Ten versus
Boo.
Mountain West. Battle of stink.
So, Mike, you're on
Boo.
Northwestern minus 1.5 as well.
Yeah.
Matt, are you in this game?
Nope.
In the final game of the first round, UCLA and UNC Asheville. Mike.
UNC Asheville plus 17.5, minus 110. UCLA lost one of their best players to a torn Achilles, so I think that's going to hurt them in this tournament.
Mark.
Over 134.5, minus 110.
134.5, minus 110. Matt.
I'm not in this game.
All right, and neither am I. So that closes out the picks. We are going to do the challenge. We each assigned ourselves a bracket. I'll give my picks first. We'll do round one, then we'll go around and do round two. I am the West region. I am taking Kansas, Arkansas, VCU, UConn, TCU, Gonzaga, Boise State, and UCLA. Matt, give me your picks in the South. First round only.
South, first round only. Bama, Maryland, Charleston, Furman, Creighton, Baylor, Missouri, Arizona.
Missouri and Arizona. Mike, you are the Midwest region. Go ahead.
Yes. I will take Houston, Auburn, Miami, Indiana. I was going to take Mississippi State. That's who I'm taking. Kennesaw State, Penn State, and Texas. I'm taking Mississippi State when they beat Pitt. There was a lot of states in a row.
Mark, you are the final region, the East. Go ahead.
Purdue, Memphis, Duke, Tennessee, Kentucky, Kansas State, USC, Marquette.
For the second round, I'll go to me. I have, making it to the Sweet 16, Kansas, UConn, Gonzaga, and UCLA. Matt.
I got Bama, Charleston, Creighton, and Missouri.
Creighton.
But I'm actually changing Charleston to Furman. I got Furman in my Sweet 16,
Okay.
baby.
So Bama, Furman, Creighton, Marquette. No, zone.
Nope, Arizona.
Missouri.
Missouri.
He said
No,
Missouri.
It's Missouri.
Okay, it's Missouri. Mike, you have your round two picks.
Yeah. Houston, Miami, Mississippi State, and Texas.
Houston, Miami, Mississippi State. MISSISSIPPI and Texas. Mark, your final picks for round two in the East region.
I'm going to go Purdue, Duke, Kansas State, and Marquette.
All right, fellas, real quick. Give me your champion. We won't give
Final
Final
Four.
Fine,
we'll just say Final Four.
All right, hold on. I didn't write any of that stuff down.
Write it down. We can just say that.
This is just for fun? All right. Then, Mark, I'll start with you. Final Four.
My Final Four, I got Houston, Alabama, Kansas State, and UConn.
Mike.
Texas, UConn, Purdue, and Baylor.
Matt.
Bama, Marquette, Houston, Gonzaga.
I have Bama, Marquette, Texas, Gonzaga. Mike, give me your championship and your champion.
Texas over Baylor. Texas plus 1,500. Put it on the card.
Oh, God damn it.
I knew it was coming, Greg.
I hate you.
Yeah.
Texas outright plus 1,500. Mark, I'll go to you.
Yep.
I got Houston over Bama.
All right, Houston over Bama. Matt.
I got Marquette over Houston. But I also have to do this real quick. Marquette to make the Final Four plus 400. Marquette to make the championship plus 1,200. Marquette to win it all plus 2,000. And then I got Memphis to make the Elite Eight at plus 800. But ultimately, I got Marquette as my national champion. Shaka Smart, baby. We shocked the world.
Right,
He's
so
been
hang
there
on.
before. He's done it again. I got it written down. I'll text it to you.
Yeah, you had to text
All right.
that one.
Okay. Mark, you gave me yours, right? I have Alabama versus Texas in the title game. Texas taking it home plus 1,500.
Who's the rest of your Final Four? Oh, you took.
I
you
gave
said
it already.
Gonzaga.
Yeah.
You're right.
Fellas, fun week, long episode, long day. Let's get into tons of basketball to watch. We'll be back next week, probably licking our wounds with some busted brackets. Outside of that,
Most likely.
let's go win some bets.